Good morning and welcome to the Blend Extra. Today is Friday, December 5th, and I'm Alyssa Kelly. Coming up on today's show, we have popular holiday toys, music streaming trends, and upcoming senior living centers. So let's just jump straight into things. The holiday shopping season is underway, and if you're looking to buy toys, the market can be pretty confusing with all the choices and age restrictions. In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan talks to one toy expert about the most popular gifts for kids this year.
Walking down the aisle of any toy store can be overwhelming with all the choices on the shelves. So how can shoppers and Santa nail down the list?
Santa's sleigh is big, but he has to carry kid toys for all the kids, so be careful about what you ask for.
Toy expert Chris Byrne, known as the Toy Guy, says it's better to buy a few items that kids will really love, which may mean spending a little more on a single item. Byrne says Legos are always a great option. They even have some choices for kids as young as 2, like the Lego Duplo Interactive Adventure Train, which will cost you around $79.99. Byrne says interactive toys that offer various smart stages are a great option because the toy advances as the child's skills do, like the Fisher-Price Laugh and Learn 4-in-1 activity table and easel. Some retailers are selling it for $43 all the way up to $57, so compare prices.
It starts as a busy board, converts to a play table, a drawing table, and finally an easel.
Looking for something a little cuddlier? How about this? Coco the Tumbling Panda for about $55. A really popular item among kids this year is the Transformers Cyberworld.
He actually converts from a Transformer to a Scorpion tank.
And of course, Labubu's.
Labubu is a fashion accessory. It is having a moment.
Byrne warns that shoppers should watch out for knockoffs and copycat versions.
Pop Mart is the only real source and the official licensee of that.
No matter the gift, buyers should always check the age guidelines on the toy.
That age grading is not so much about the child's development level, because every child is different, but it's also about what's safe and easy.
Byrne also recommends reading customer reviews. He also has more recommendations on his website, thetoyguy.com. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
This next one I'm excited for a guy associated with words like stink, stank, and stunk. He sure does make a tasty meal. McDonald's has launched a Grinch meal this holiday season, which includes a new menu item, dill pickle McShaker fries. The fries come in the Grinch meal along with a choice of a Big Mac or a 10-piece McNugget. Much like McDonald's iconic Happy Meal, it comes with a prize, and that is Grinch-themed holiday socks. The Grinch meal launched on December 2nd, but it is only available for a limited time. Every year, Spotify releases a list of streaming trends from its users, and it's called Spotify Wrapped. Spotify Wrapped's top global artist for 2025 is Bad Bunny. The Puerto Rican rapper will also start off 2026 with something special to add to his resume. He performs the Super Bowl halftime show this year, which is expected to include a multilingual singing featuring Puerto Rican Sign Language. Taylor Swift came in the runner-up slot on Spotify's list, followed by The Weeknd, Drake, and Billie Eilish. Now, coming up next, we'll talk about noticing the signs of aging and when loved ones might need a little extra help over the holidays.
Santa's a little stuck right now, but you can still treat yourself to the free gift that keeps on giving. Instantly stream up-to-the-minute news, first alert weather, and live newscasts.
You better get your list ready, and you better be on the good list.
All free on your phone, tablet, and TV. Just search WIFR wherever you stream, or download our free apps. Enhance your season with the perfect gift. Happy holidays from all of us at WIFR and Santa.
In a world full of noise, we must remember what truly matters: each other. Whether we share food with families in need, reach out to a struggling neighbor, or celebrate someone's potential, we do it together. Let's light up young hearts and inspire future leaders through kindness and joy. Because this holiday season, the greatest gift is being there for each other. Merry Christmas from all at WIFR.
Join us select mornings on WIFR as we showcase fantastic present ideas for the Christmas season. Brought to you by these sponsors. Discover WIFR's favorite gifts exclusively on WIFR News This Morning. At WIFR, we want to know, Does your pet have an entertaining personality? What about their unusual features? Do they have an iconic sense of fashion? Why not give them the spotlight they deserve with WIFR Pet Pics? Scan the QR code or go to WIFR.com. Click on See It, Send It, and upload your pet's picture or video. They could even be featured on WIFR News at 6. WIFR Pet Pics, sponsored by First Staffing.
At Gray Digital Media, we craft engaging campaigns that grab attention and get results. Extending your message across all platforms. Gray Digital Media. We know local. GDMRockford.com.
Welcome back to the Blenda Extra. Thanks for sticking with us. The holidays are a great time to get together with friends and family, but as family members get older and less independent, it can be tough to have that conversation about taking those next steps. I had the opportunity of visiting the upcoming senior living center, the Courtyard at Loves Park, to learn more. Hello, I'm Alyssa Kelly with WIFR, and I am joined here with Jennifer Laporte, and we are at the Courtyard at Loves Park Senior Living. And today we are going to be talking about, noticing signs of aging of, loved ones during the holidays, and to jump right into things, what maybe are those signs you should be on the lookout for during the holiday season?
Sure, yeah. So a lot of the signs that we're looking for sometimes is lapses in memory. Sometimes if they're forgetting to go to doctor's appointments, they're forgetting some of their medications. Sometimes if they're unsteady in their gait. So before you notice that they were walking straight and now there's sometimes a dip in their gait change. A lot of times if they're not going social, if they're not being social, getting out and seeing other people, if they're isolating themselves, that's sometimes a great conversation and starting point to get that conversation going.
Right, yeah, and is the holidays usually kind of, I don't want to say a good time, but maybe a time where families usually notice those signs during this time? You're spending a lot of time with each other, Thanksgiving, Christmas, so is that the time you're going to be noticing those symptoms or signs more frequently?
I think so. I think you can start to see the decline in symptoms sometimes. So you've seen someone at Thanksgiving and then you come back at Christmas time and you're like, oh wait, mom or dad is now at this level, where before, even just a few weeks ago, they were walking just fine. Right. So you're starting to see that decline and you're realizing, okay, this might be the time that we start to make that conversation of what that next step is. And it's a hard conversation to start getting going. So I totally understand the dilemma.
Right, yeah, and that's, what I was just gonna ask you is, let's say, over the holidays, you do notice those signs. How do you even approach a conversation like that? And like you said, I can imagine it can be very difficult to have a conversation like that. So where does one even get started?
So usually I'll tell you, if it's a good conversation, let's say, what's this next step looking like for you, mom or dad? Like, where do you see yourself living? How are things going at home? Like, what's working right? What's not working? Are we starting to come in to see you more and more and bringing you meals, helping you with your laundry, making doctor's appointments? So if things are starting to get more difficult for them to take care of themselves, that's sometimes a good starting point to get that conversation going, I think.
Right, yeah, and is it important to kind of almost keep them in the driver's seat, let them, kind of hold their choices, what they want to do, what their future looks like? Does that make that conversation maybe a little bit more easy?
100 times more easier. Keeping those roles in their right, correct order is very much keeping mom and dad in that parental role, you in that daughter, son role. So important, because no one wants to be told what to do. Everyone wants to be independent, have their say in what they're going to live life. So kind of just giving them that goal orientating, helping them drive that and setting that expectation. Hey mom, let's set this as our next goal.
Yeah, and what can kind of, let's say during the holidays, we're talking about the holiday season, and let's say you are having that conversation and maybe they're worried about, let's say if I do go to a senior living, when am I going to still spend holidays with you? How do you reassure them that, everything will still remain the same, just, where you're living may look a little bit different?
Yeah, so a lot of times that's one of the main questions I get asked now as people come in here, like, how do I make that holiday tradition lasts? I'll say it looks different. So everyone used to come to your house. Now maybe you'll go to their house and you'll have a family tradition where you make hot cocoa or you make wreaths or you kind of scale it down, which is a lot of times more intimate. And seniors sometimes like that, not having 100 different people all around with different sounds and things going on. It's sometimes more intimate and enjoyable for them.
Right, yeah, and finding that perfect home I think is a huge conversation. where would be the best fit for either your parents or whoever it may be. So what would you recommend, from your standpoint in, kind of leading them into finding the best place for them to live? What should they look out for?
So I always say, lots of people start at the internet, start doing your homework first for them. If you kind of do that legwork, you can start to eliminate some of the places that they're not going to like or are out of their price range. So it's kind of giving them that angle to start that conversation, that what does senior living look like? What kind of activities do you want to have? What kind of people do you want to have around in your environment?
Yeah, and so, to wrap everything up that we were talking about here today, so maybe kind of want to tell us maybe the benefits or maybe services the Courtyard at Loves Park offers, senior living, offers here in the community.
Yeah, so we'll offer we'll have activities every day. We'll have an inside salon. We have a fitness center. We'll have a physical therapy. So if they have a doctor's note prescribed, they can always get in-house therapy. So that's some of the amenities that we are offering that kind of ease that transition from living at home into senior living.
All right, so I just kind of wanted to keep talking to you about, the construction that's taking place across the street. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. Our construction is getting complete more by the day. We have our siding up, we have all of our HVAC systems in, we have our elevator systems in, and we're getting paint on the wall. So we are getting closer and closer to being done at the end of May of 2026.
That is so exciting.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, for kind of talking to us today and, kind of noticing those signs of aging parents during the holidays. And I'm so excited. I look forward to talking to you more and especially seeing that finished construction done in May. We'll send it back to you guys. The Courtyard at Loves Park is under construction at the corner of McFarland Road and Broadcast Parkway and set to open in May of next year. If you would like to learn more, you can schedule a time to meet at its temporary sales center. All you have to do is call the number on your screen right now or go to thecourtyardatlovespark.com. And coming up next, a Broadway musical starring a trio of Tony Award-winning actors gets a theatrical release. We'll have a look when we return.
Every first matters. That first alarm, your first cup of coffee.
And that first look of what the day can bring.
And WIFR is right here with you.
With your first alert when weather could impact your day.
A first alert action day for the potential of strong severe storms.
With stories that matter most.
And your first look at what's ahead.
We have an update on breaking news from last night.
Wherever you stream WIFR, we help you start your day prepared.
Every first, every day. Tune to WIFR this morning. In a world full of noise, we must remember what truly matters: each other. Whether we share food with families in need, reach out to a struggling neighbor, or celebrate someone's potential, we do it together. Let's light up young hearts and inspire future leaders through kindness and joy. Because this holiday season, the greatest gift is being there for each other. Merry Christmas from all at WIFR.
All right, welcome back to The Blend Extra. A Tony Award-winning Stephen Sondheim musical starring a trio of Tony winners has been filmed for the big screen by the same company that put Hamilton in theaters. David Daniel has a look.
Merrily we roll along, catching a dream.
Merrily We Roll Along stars Jonathan Groff, Daniel Radcliffe, and Lindsay Mendez as friends whose relationships change over 2 decades.
We haven't a thing to fear. We haven't got time.
The film version was shot near the end of the show's Broadway run.
So we had 3 days worth of filming where we would film some close-up shots during the day. So there is a mix of, you're seeing both live shows that we filmed 3 of at night, but they also during the day, each day we would come in and get what close-ups we could.
Frank and I are not that close, not like we used to be. And you know what? I miss it.
I've never had this much rehearsal for a film,
Yeah.
ever. We've done the show for almost 2 years. We know these characters inside and out. I mean, I guess you've known a few characters for a while.
Director Maria Friedman also knows them well. She's played Mary and directed multiple productions of the show.
Every second of it reveals something new because, like these great pieces, anything Shakespearean or Sondheim, it's universal and it keeps growing and it keeps offering stuff as you grow with it.
She knows every micro beat of the story, and it's such a complex story and it's told backwards. And so the blocking, the looks, the gestures, the way we say a line, everything, it's like a big kind of math problem that adds up to an extreme payoff at the end.
And hang a plaque. This is where we began.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, so that wraps up the Blend Extra for today. Thank you so much for